Please be seated. Good morning, graduates, families, friends, faculty, staff, and honored guests. Welcome to the 60th Spring Convocation of the University of Georgia School of Social Work. My name is Philip Hong, and I have the privilege of serving as the Dean of the school. And we are very fortunate and honored to have Judge David Sweat here with us today as the Convocation speaker. Thank you, Judge. Today is a celebration of achievement, perseverance, and purpose. It is also a moment of profound transition. You arrived here as students, each carrying your own stories, questions, and aspirations. Today, you cross the stage as graduates, prepared, tested, and transformed, ready to carry the mission of social work and nonprofit management and leadership into a world that deeply needs your voice, your vision, and your leadership. Over the last 60-plus years, School of Social Work has grown to be one of the leading institutions of social work and nonprofit management education in the country and internationally, both being ranked top 20 by the U.S. News and World Report. And our BSW program is ranked top 10, and our online MSW program is ranked number 1 by bestcolleges.com. All these recognitions represent the true and passionate commitment of our outstanding faculty and staff, along with our engaged and eager student body. To our BSW, MSW, Ph.D., and MA in Nonprofit Management and Leadership graduates, you represent the very best of what this profession stands for. You have chosen a path that is not always easy, but always meaningful. You have committed yourselves to advancing social and economic justice, to challenging inequities, to building systems that honor dignity and worth of every individual. We are uniquely wired to be the most obviously qualified leaders who can bring our country and the world together as healing and building agents. This 60th Convocation is not just a milestone for our school, it is a testament to generations of social workers who have dared to imagine a better world and work tirelessly to make it real. Today, you join that legacy. You have learned to sit with complexity, to listen deeply, to act ethically, to think critically and systematically. And perhaps, most importantly, you have learned that real change requires both heart and strategy, through compassion and rigor, kindness and savviness. Graduates, congratulations on this huge achievement. We welcome you as social work and nonprofit colleagues to serve and lead the causes that make our fires light up from deep inside. Family and friends, I know you're aware of just how special your graduate is, but let's recognize and celebrate together this phenomenal graduating class. Many of our BSW students here today are graduating with Latin honors. This means that they maintained a GPA higher than 3.6 for the entirety of their undergraduate education here at UGA. And congratulations to some of you who are joining the Phi Alpha, the National Honor Society of Social Work Students. Our MSW and nonprofit students organized several social justice events and fundraisers and brought intentional resources to areas where typically efforts of this kind to support vulnerable individuals, families, and communities would be overlooked and undervalued. Our PhD students engaged in nationally recognized scholarship by writing book chapters, journal articles, and presenting at national conferences. Our BSW, MSW, and nonprofit students have contributed countless hours in service to the community in line with UGA's public service and outreach mission. Our school had an overall $51.6 million in economic impact for the state of Georgia, and the social return on our service will far exceed the measurable investment of our talent, time, and resources. Now, graduates, one thing that I know is that you could not have done this without the support of friends, family, and loved ones. So I invite you to take a moment to acknowledge them and their love, patience, and support. Friends and family, please stand and receive our heartfelt appreciation. Please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I also know that you've been mentored and supported by world-class faculty, many of whom are sitting here with me on this platform. I'd like to ask my colleagues to stand. Please take another moment to extend your gratitude to them as well. Please, colleagues. Thank you. And finally, there are many members of the School of Social Work staff here. Please stand and wave if you're in the room, staff, who worked tirelessly to be there for our students throughout the year and organize this event. And also a wonderful group of student volunteers have helped make this happen. Let's all please offer our hearty thanks to our social work staff and volunteer team. Thank you. Graduates, it means so much to me personally to have met with many of you during various student events. Open mic with the dean, pizza with the dean, class visits, meetings, capstone, and colloquium presentations, and hallway greetings and conversations. It has been an honor working with each and every one of you. I see you all as leaders who brought creative ideas to my attention for improvement and growth of our profession and our school. You know who you are, and believe me, you have inspired me, challenged me, and blessed me with the opportunity to advance the causes that we believe in together. I thank you deeply for being the very version of you, who you are, and bringing your unique experiences into the classrooms, internships, research, and service for our mutual learning and growth. You all are the true hope for our future as leaders in social work practice, health and well-being, social welfare policies, and nonprofit management. Thank you, and we are so proud of you. Today, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce a great supporter and friend of our school, Dr. Ed Risler, who will come forward to introduce our convocation speaker. Dr. Ed Risler is a triple dog, a graduate of our BSW, MSW, and Ph.D. programs, and he is currently a professor emeritus and chair of the Board of Advisors at the UGA School of Social Work. Dr. Risler is a licensed clinical social worker and marriage and family therapist, and has over 20 years of social work practice experience in social justice policy, poverty, mental health, and working with families and disadvantaged youth. Dr. Risler has published numerous articles and technical reports in academic journals and has served on a variety of state and professional boards, including the Georgia Department of Juvenile Justice. Dr. Risler's academic research interests include social welfare and mental health policies, interventions and services for low-income and vulnerable children and families, and international social work. Dr. Risler has also been involved in human service organizations in Haiti, Hong Kong, and Canada in conducting service and program evaluations. Please welcome Dr. Risler to introduce our convocation speaker, David Sweat. Thank you.
Good morning. And thank you, Dean Hong, for the honor you bestowed upon me on this auspicious occasion. I'd like to thank my learned colleagues as well who are seated on the behind me. And I'd also like to offer my heartfelt congratulations to the graduating class of 2026. Please know that this is a sincere honor and privilege for me to introduce the speaker for this special occasion, the Honorable Superior Court Judge David R. Sweat. Now, some of you may find it curious that a judge was chosen to be the speaker for this convocation. It's my belief that there are many individuals in a variety of roles in our community whose professional conduct often exemplifies the values of the social work profession. Although not typically identified as a social worker, these individuals are often teachers, school counselors, clergy, firefighters, police officers, and even judges. Such is the case with Judge David Sweat. Following his graduation from the UGA School of Law in 1979, he began practicing law in Athens. In 2002, the voters of Athens, Clarke, and Oconee County elected him to serve and preside as a Superior Court judge. Well, he did so for many years. Highly respected, he eventually became the chief judge of the Western Judicial Circuit until 2017, when he retired from active service. Currently, Judge Sweat serves as a senior judge of the Superior Courts of Georgia, where he presides over a great many of the courts across Georgia. In my opinion, Judge Sweat was never thought of as being soft on crime during his tenure on the bench. He had a reputation for judiciously following the rule of law. However, and more importantly, Judge Sweat, judicial prudence seemed to reflect an understanding that for many individuals encountering the court system, it was often due to unfortunate circumstances, such as mental health or substance abuse. Judge Sweat soon emerged as a tireless advocate in the advancement of treatment programs within the court's legal system. 2008, Judge Sweat established a mental health treatment program to divert individuals with mental illness or substance abuse disorders from the criminal justice system. I think one thing that might have underscored that ideology is the fact that the overwhelming majority of people who are incarcerated eventually come back to the community. He also facilitated the creation of the Athens Clarke County Justice Mental Health Collaborative, which also included members of the UGA School of Social Work, as well as mental health, law enforcement, justice professionals in the community. Spearheaded by Judge Sweat, the collaborative worked to develop and implement change to system response by the justice-involved individuals with behavioral treatment needs. Judge Sweat also served on the Commission for Family Violence and is Athens Clarke County representative to the Board of Advanced Behavioral Health System, which is the agency that provides community mental health services across a 10-county area in Northeast Georgia. In 2002, during the legislative session, Judge Sweat participated in drafting and presenting the Georgia Law Enforcement Behavioral Co-Responder Act, otherwise known as Senate Bill 403. It was a significant piece of legislation. The act established law enforcement clinician co-responder teams in Georgia and required collaboration between law enforcement agencies and community programs which provided community mental health services. Judge Sweat serves on the board on the Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities Advisory Committee on co-responder programs and assisted outpatient treatment programs. You can see that Judge Sweat truly has some sort of heartfelt and practiced social work values. On a personal note, Judge Sweat is from a family that is famous for its barbecue. And the Sweat Family Secret barbecue sauce is highly regarded as one of the best among those who are connoisseurs of the fare. Ironically, Judge Sweat's expertise as a jurist extends beyond the state of Georgia. He is a certified barbecue judge, an honor that was bestowed upon him by the Kansas City Barbecue Society. I'm telling you. I ask you to please welcome my longtime friend, who I believe is a pioneer in the advancement of social justice, my good friend, Chief Superior Court Judge David Sweat.
Thank you, Dr. Risler, and thank you, Dean Hong, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be with you today. I'm here to congratulate you, but I think more importantly, I'm here to express gratitude to our graduates. Thank you. You have chosen to study the work of helping people, and not many people are called to do that. And you are called at a time that we are in a hurting world, and there is much work to do. and you will be part of that. We know that there is much change that can make our communities more socially just and more economically just, and you will be part of that. Thank you for choosing that. When I was just coming on the bench and I was trying to explore how I might contribute to improving our court system, I came into this concept of therapeutic justice. That is that we should meet people where they are and try to address their needs rather than continuing to apply the tool of incarceration, which had consistently failed to work. We were doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same result. And my older colleagues, when I would talk with them about this and describe what we might undertake to do, they kind of scoffed and they said, well, that's just social work. And I said, if that's social work, sign me up, because I know that it will work. And subsequently, the courts across the state of Georgia have invested in trying to create diversion programs that will lead people out of the problems that have caused them to come into contact with the criminal justice system. And that's not to say that we should not hold people who are have committed crimes, for whom they're victims who've been injured, accountable. But we should ask ourselves, is this a person that we should be scared of, or is this a person that we're just mad at because they keep doing the same thing over and over again? And if we're scared of them, we need to take appropriate steps. But if we're just mad at them because they keep doing the same aggravating stuff again, we need to get over it. And we need to try some different approaches to try and make them citizens and lead them to wellness in our community. The problems that face us in the justice system, that will face you in your profession, are deeper than can be solved in a day. The challenges that present themselves in courts, present themselves in your office, present themselves with your agency, present themselves with needs, are so much beyond what we can individually address. And so we need to see if we can think more deeply about this and to change the paradigm. And I think one of the key points for our success is to begin collaboration. The justice system has functioned like it was a silo. And we did not interact with really any others in our community who were also trying to serve and to help the people that were coming into court. And so we needed to make process changes that focused on collaboration rather than adversarial action. We needed to decide whether someone is experiencing their conduct as a result of a disease process and that they could be moved beyond that to wellness if we had more appropriate responses. A treatment response is a more appropriate response to someone that brings mental illness, substance abuse, to be the reason they're coming into contact with law enforcement and the criminal justice system. And we needed to understand also the role that trauma plays for the people who come into contact with the criminal justice system. The trauma history of individuals is most people in the criminal justice system have trauma, experience trauma. It's over 75% in males. It is nearly 90% in females. And it is this trauma that, if left unaddressed, will continue to inform the decisions, because individuals who have experienced trauma, they begin to develop responses which are inappropriate. They were appropriate when you're fearing for safety in a home situation or in a marital situation, but when we begin to interact in the community, they're inappropriate responses. And we need to reframe our responses. Instead of saying, "What is wrong with you?" we should say, "What happened to you? What happened to you to bring you to this place?" And instead of taking a punitive approach with those individuals, we need to take a therapeutic approach. And we need to change our language and begin to think of these people as individuals and not just another drug user, another thief. We need to think of how they are as a person and then address their needs. We need to stop talking about having a dirty urine screen and talk about, you have the presence of drugs in your urine. Can you tell us why? Can you help us understand what it is that you need? We are on the verge of implementing these types of techniques throughout the criminal justice system. And when I came to the courthouse, there was no individuals trained in social work in the courthouse. And we began to see the role that an individual with social work training could play. And now we have more than a dozen. In Clark County, we have a treatment services division staffed by substance abuse counselors, social work professionals, and others who can address the underlying causes of an individual's coming into contact with the criminal justice system. But there's a lot of work to be done, and you can be part of that work. Already we see that implementing teams of law enforcement and clinicians in addressing individuals in behavioral health crises out in the field will divert those individuals from custody, divert them away from behavioral health crisis centers and into community services where they can be served better, more effectively, and at less expense. We need to start looking at individuals whose treatment needs are so profound and they lack the insight to understand that they are ill. How do we respond to those individuals? Currently, we have been putting them in jail. And I talk to my fellow judges, particularly in the municipal and state courts that deal with misdemeanors, and they can name these individuals because they've seen them dozens and dozens of times. We have to change our response to help them change their responses. There is so much to be done, and you as graduates can be part of this. You know, I would guess that you're not in this for the money. I've been told. I would guess that you're not in for this for fame. I think you're probably in this the same reason that I have been doing this work, is you feel called to do it. We feel called to work to heal a hurting world. And that is what I am calling on you today to do. And I want to thank you for choosing to do this, because you are special, special people, and you have a very special role. I think you are to be congratulated. It's not going to be easy, and you will often confront people like some of my colleagues who say, well, that's just social work. But you've got to realize that we are about changing the paradigm of how we respond as a community. We've got to change the questions we ask, and we've got to change how we think about the individuals we are serving. But take courage. The way is often hard, the path is never clear, and the stakes are very high. But take courage, because there is another truth. You are not alone. You are not alone. We are all in this, and we have so much at stake. Thank you for your choice to become involved in some of the most important work that you can do. Thank you, congratulations, and good luck.
Now it is time for the hooding of our Ph.D. graduates. I would like to invite Dr. Jeremy Gibbs, Director of the Ph.D. program in hooding the graduates. Student names will be read by Dr. Kate Morrissey Stahl.
Zach Cooper. His dissertation title is Mechanisms of Change, Fidelity, and Scale Out of a Collaborative Care Model for Treating Type 1 Diabetes and Depression. Shannon Rose Power. Her dissertation title is Toward Health Equity Through Dementia Care Navigation. Alyssa Schrader. Her dissertation title is The Role of Services in Post-Trafficking Well-Being, a Socio-Ecological Analysis Integrating Survivor Conditions and Structural Contexts.
Congratulations to all our PhD graduates. Congratulations. Now it is time for the hooding of our Master of Arts in Nonprofit Management and Leadership graduates. I'd like to invite Dr. Lori Tiller, Director of the Master of Arts in Nonprofit Management and Leadership program, in hooding the graduates. Student names will be read by Dr. Kate Morrissey Stahl.
Haley Arner. Liliana Ford Johnson. Ella McCook. Abigail Schultz. Winelise Thomas.
Congratulations to all our MA and Nonprofit Management and Leadership graduates. Congratulations. Now it is time for the hooding of our Master in Social Work graduates. I would like to invite Dr. Lee Phillips, MSW Program Director, and Dr. Jennifer Elkins, Director of Curriculum Innovation and Student Success, to join in hooding the graduates. Student names will be read by Dr. Kate Morrissey Stahl.
Tigist Kafetau Abdullah. Grady Brooks Adams. Olamide Ajayi. Abigail Alvaz Morales. Francisca Alename. Nicole Arendt. Tamika Arnwine. Alexander Ashcraft. Amanda Backus. Joshua Botisdarsky. Jessica Berman. Jillian Best. Gloria Phelan Bilodeau. Lysandra Shante Bodie. Jordan Bowling. Lily Boothby. Nikia Shanti Booz. Katie Boudreau. Amber Star Bowling. Kaiten Lane Carr. Samantha Chestnut. Adugo Chiejina. Chastity Cole. Sarah Collins. Ana Maria Correa. Michelle Craig. John Michael Craven Morris. Anna Grace Cummings. Destiny Michelle Dempsey. Cameron Dinning. Sanja Dobbs. Alexa Doblado. Hannah Dolan. Olivia Lee Dunkley. Robert Duran. Aaron Earl. Bennett Eckmark. Madison Ellis. Elaine Evans. Haley Farrell. Erin Lucinda Finch. Catherine Mackenzie Finnegan. Kara Flynn. John Francis Jr. Olivera Gassick. Noah Gibson. Ashley Renee Gilbert. Amanda Holly Gooden. Christina Graziani. Kylie Greer. Jennifer Lane Gredinger. Benjamin Thomas Griswold. Tara Haley. Casey Lynn Hammonds. Sophia Hardy. Lynette Rochelle Hart. Tanisha Harvey. Craig Hicks. Sarah Hawkinson. Brooke Anderson Higgins. Alea Hornsby. Hannah Claire Hubert. Avery Hughes. Unmi Huang. Megan Lee Jackson. Scout Jennings. Alexis Sierra Jones. Ashlyn Ruthie Marie Jones. Jediah R. Jones. Molly Joy Kavanaugh. Stephanie Cosen. Addison La Casella. Brianna Lawrence. Kimberly Michelle Lawton. Cecilia Leal. Elijah Leppold. Emily Lewis. Haley Jo Deanne Lillard. Kashawn Denise Littlejohn. Bentley Isaiah Malone. Sarah Malone. Esme Mason. Trevi McEwen. Grace McKessie. Maxine McNicholas. Ruth Mengesha. Emilia Miller. Morgan Milstead. Vitrika Morgan. Adrena Moses. Betty Carol Nelson. Jasmine Ohia. Sarah Broussard Ozio. Denise Palacios Delgado. Junu Park. Owen Parker. Brittany Noel Patton. Shreya Pendiala. Journey Marie Perkins. Elizabeth Griffin Perry. Kayla Petnon. Caitlin Pearson. Mary Alphonse Powell. Lene Marshawn Ramey. Anna Rayhorn. Emily Reed. Natalie Michelle Richardson. Anna Regal. David Carson Rourke. Madison Lanier Roberts. Nylea Rodriguez. Mila Sampson. Ethan Santos Felgenhauer. Emma Schroeder. Hannah Rita Sexton. Mary Gray Shaganaw. Julia Shalhube. Anna Jordan Soul. Emily Spicer. Kate Spychowski. Noreen Sial. Nadia Stevens. Naomi Raquiel Stevens. Woo! Katie Stevenson. Whitney Nicole Stinson. Kayla Tates. Joshua Cole Taylor. Melak Tasama. Abigail Tu. Madison Tomberlin. Tess Wimberly Toombs. Karina Valles. Allison Exley Wade. Alex Grayson Watts. Kayla Brooke Watts. Brianna Lynn Watley. Brittany S. White. Madeline Wilbanks. Aaliyah Williams. Catherine Elizabeth Williams. Kylie Wood. Joya Wynn.
Congratulations to all our new MSWs. Congratulations. Now we will honor our Bachelor of Social Work graduates. I invite Professor Evonne Jones, BSW Program Director, to come forward to present the certificates, and Dr. Kate Morsey-Stahl to read students' names.
Suzette Guadalupe Anaya. Amanda Blum. Alexis Callahan. Molly Clark. Joseph Warren Cordova. Teresa Din. Chloe Fernandez. Julia Ferris. Claire Marie Gregory. Callan Hasling. Callie Hurst Gerard. Blythe Olivia Kidwell. Sadika Kumar. Catherine Elizabeth Lewis. Rachel Lowe. Sasha Mezersmith. Hannah Maselli. Emily Nickerson. Manifeula Umaneroa Ukawobi. Merrick Sawyer. Kinsey Seegers. Ella Rose still in Southern. Kylie Lynn Tinsley. Ryan Townsend. Isabel Rose Vanderpool. Stacy Zong.
Congratulations to all our new BSWs. And congratulations to all graduates of the UGA School of Social Work. Let us have one loud recognition of all our new graduates today. Congratulations. The world you're entering is full of urgent challenges, but also boundless opportunities. Communities are calling for innovative solutions. Organizations need leaders who can navigate uncertainty with clarity and courage. Systems are ready for transformation, and you are ready to keep fighting with compassion, lead with humility and integrity, innovate, staying grounded in the voices and strengths of the communities you serve, and be bold, remaining deeply human in your approach. Do not underestimate the superpower of kindness, nor the impact of well-crafted policy, nor the importance of data-driven decisions. You are equipped to bridge our worlds by being both visionary and practical, both empathic and strategic, and both thoughtful and powerful. As you move forward, remember that well-being, your own and that of others, is not a luxury. It is essential to sustainable change. Care for yourselves as fiercely as you care for your communities. And wherever your journey takes you, whether in clinical practice, community organizing and development, research, policy, or nonprofit leadership, carry this with you. You are part of something larger, a profession, a movement, a commitment to justice that transcends time and place. We're incredibly proud of you, we believe in you, and we cannot wait to see the way you will shape a more just, equitable, and compassionate world. Congratulations, class of 2026. This is your moment. Welcome to the next chapter. On that note, I would like to introduce Ms. Michelle Davis Martin, who is a 1993 graduate of the School of Social Work. She currently works as a Director of Patient and Family Experience at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta and is a member of our newly established Alumni Council. Please come forward. Please come forward, Ms. Davis.
Good morning, faculty, family, friends, and most importantly, the newest alumni of the University of Georgia School of Social Work. So congratulations. It feels like yesterday I was sitting where you are, wearing my gown and trying to imagine what it meant to have achieved a graduating degree in social work. Welcome to the other side, you did it. You survived the late night papers, the intense field placements, and likely a lot of coffee in Athens. As an alumni, I can tell you that the foundation you built here is strong. You are graduating into a world that needs social workers now more than ever. It needs people who look at broken systems and see opportunities for justice. It needs people who can hold complex trauma in one hand and offer hope with the other. Your work will not always be easy. There will be days when you feel the weight of your clients' challenges. In those moments, I want you to remember your why. And I want you to remember you are a part of a community, a UGA legacy that fights for the dignity and worth of every person. As an alumni of School of Social Work, you have a shared identity with thousands of professionals who have walked the same halls and faced similar challenges. Being an alumni means moving beyond the title and actively contributing to the success of this institution and the next generation of social workers. For my alumni journey, this has meant providing mentorship, focusing on a pipeline for the school and the profession, delivering work through professional advocacy, strengthening networking by building strong connections, giving back through time and philanthropy, and being a lifelong learner. Being an impactful alumnus is about action, ensuring that the door you walked through stays open and is even easier to open for those coming behind you. So my challenge to you graduates is twofold. First, advocate relentlessly. Use your voice, your research, and your heart to fight for the marginalized. Second, protect your light. Take care of your colleagues and take care of yourselves, and practice the self-care that you preach. You don't have to change the whole world today, just change the world for one person. And in social work, that is enough. You are prepared, you are passionate, and you are officially Georgia social workers, so get out there and make us proud and be wonderful alumni, Congratulations, the class of 2026, and go Dogs.
Thank you. This concludes our 2026 UGA School of Social Work graduation convocation. We will now have our recessional. Please remain seated until after the platform party and all our graduates have processed out. And thank you, and go Dogs. Go Dogs.